skipping over the ocean like a stone. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Banking off of the northeast wind, sailing on summer breeze, and skipping over the ocean like a stone. I'm going where the sun keeps shining through the pouring rain. Going where the weather suits my clothes. Banking off of the northeast wind, sailing on summer breeze, and skipping over the ocean like a stone. Everybody's talking at me, can't hear a word they're saying, only echoes of my mind. I won't let you leave my love behind. No, I won't let you leave.
Mystic when I grow up. It was a consequence of being called, and many didn't want to go that way, but they did. If you look at the lives of these, even in the Clare of Assisi, even Catherine of Siena, even these girls who never like the holy anorexics, even when they are locked up in the monasteries,
Jesus.
even Francis, still they changed the world because their spirits, their life with God was for others and not themselves. They moved grace through them into the world and not to them. Through verses 2. A mystic is called to a high-risk life, a very high-risk life, because you are called into a world where your experiences can become so extraordinary, but you have to give up the fundamental need of having another person validate the world you walk into. Mystic when I grow up. It was a consequence of being called, and many didn't want to go that way, but they did. If you look at the lives of these, even in the Clare of Assisi, even Catherine of Siena, even these girls who never like the holy anorexics, even when they are locked up in the monasteries,
Jesus.
even Francis, still they changed the world because their spirits, their life with God was for others and not themselves. They moved grace through them into the world and not to them. Through verses 2. A mystic is called to a high-risk life. A very high-risk life. Because you are called into a world where your experiences can become so extraordinary, but you have to give up the fundamental need of having another person validate the world you walk into, because you haven't a companion there. This new calling to be a mystic without a monastery is very real. Is very real. There is a new mystic being born. There is a new calling, and I see it in people all the time, a craving to have intimacy with the sacred. It is a craving to be near the sacred, because the mystery of wisdom, of love, of some form of divine revelation that feeds the human soul. It's a teaching greater than the person that comes through. Teresa, the way of perfection, John of the Cross, the dark night of the soul. These, Ignatius Loyola, these are teachings that carry spiritual wisdom, and they came through these great mystics. They came through these great. Even Emily Dickinson was a great mystic, and she was a spiritual mystic. And mystic shadow is madness. Madness. The mystic shadow is madness. I mean, you can go into states of madness, inner torment in your life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there comes a time when your shadow consumes you more than it harms others. And the mystic is one of them. Okay. You know, an important part of actually understanding the mystic is also understanding what a mystical experience is, because of course that defines the mystic. What's a mystical experience? And how do you know you've had one? The insecurity in other people, that would put you in the position of always having to be the compassionate one. Because you're the one who could always see the broken heart, not them. You would always have to be the giver and not the receiver. You would always have to be the one who would say, well, look it, I can see the person had a bad childhood. Yeah, I know I did too, but they don't know that. And not only can I see that they had a bad childhood, I can see how horrible it would be to engage in one-upmanship. Well, I know you had a bad childhood. You want to know how bad mine was? I can also see how shallow my motivations would be. Now I can see my own shadow. Clarity, consciousness is tough work. It is just tough work. So, when you look at the sage, you look at someone who mostly they associate sage crone with a woman. Well, oracle, sage, and crone, female. Female. Just like medicine man and shaman are male energies. Oracle, sage. You know. With the sage, it is, as I said, a wisdom person. But a sage is not a spellcaster.